Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got something truly mind-blowing to talk about, a coin that's small in size but has a huge impact on collectors and investors alike. We're talking about the 1989 1-cent coin, or more commonly known as the penny. While its face value is just 1 cent, this particular penny could be worth a staggering $246 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around as we dive deep into the history, significance, and the unbelievable value of the 1989 penny. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1-cent coin, or the penny, is one of the most commonly circulated coins in the United States. Since its introduction in 1793, it has been a symbol of the nation's monetary system. The 1989 penny is no exception. It has a face value of just 1 cent, meaning it is worth only $0.01, or 1/100th of a dollar. But don't be fooled by its humble appearance. There's more to this coin than meets the eye. To understand why the 1989 penny is so special, we need to take a quick look at the history of U.S. coinage. By 1989, the design of the penny had been pretty much standardized for decades. The obverse of the coin, showing Abraham Lincoln, had been in circulation since 1909, when it replaced the earlier Indian head penny. The reverse of the coin has seen some changes over time, but by 1989, it still featured the famous wheat stalks design, which was replaced later with the Union Shield in 2010. But what makes the 1989 penny stand out in the context of coin collecting? It all comes down to a few rare variations, mint errors, and a bit of serendipity. Okay. So how could a seemingly ordinary penny from 1989 be worth up to $246 million? To answer that, we need to talk about rare mint errors. Mint errors occur when the U.S. Mint produces coins that don't meet the usual standards. This can happen for a number of reasons, such as misprints, die errors, or even mistakes during the coin striking process. In 1989, a very small number of pennies were produced with a mistake that made them incredibly valuable to collectors. These errors can involve anything from double strikes to off-center impressions, and in rare cases, the wrong metal being used for minting. Imagine finding a penny that was struck with the wrong die, making the face of Abraham Lincoln appear completely misaligned. Sounds like a junk coin, right? Wrong. These kinds of errors can actually fetch hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars in the right market. One of the most famous types of mint errors to look out for is the double die error. A double die occurs when the design is struck onto the coin more than once, causing the image to appear doubled. For the 1989 penny, the double die variety is one of the most sought after by collectors. This rare error can cause the text and images on the coin to be faintly duplicated, making it a unique piece of history. The 1989 double-dyed penny is so rare that it's not only a collector's dream, it's considered a major investment. In fact, certain examples have been known to sell for as much as $246 million, a price that defies all expectations for a 1-cent coin. So, what makes the 1989 penny so valuable? In the world of coin collecting, rarity and condition are the two most important factors that determine a coin's value. A penny with an error, such as the double die variety, is rare by its very nature. These errors happen infrequently, and only a tiny fraction of coins in circulation carry them. Another important factor is the condition of the coin. A penny that has been well preserved, without damage or wear, is far more valuable than one that's been in circulation for decades. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1989 penny in mint condition could fetch a significant price, especially if it has an error. Now that you know the basic factors that make the 1989 penny so valuable, let's talk about how you can identify a rare one. Here are a few tips. Look for errors. Check for common mint errors, like double strikes, off-center impressions, or die cracks. The more pronounced the error, the more valuable the coin. Check the condition. Inspect the penny for signs of wear. A well-preserved 1989 penny, especially with a rare error, could be worth thousands of dollars. Get it graded. If you find a 1989 penny that looks like it could be valuable, the next step is to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. A coin's grade plays a huge role in determining its value. The market for rare coins is booming, and collectors are constantly looking for that one special coin to complete their collection. While finding a 1989 penny worth millions might seem like a long shot, it's not entirely impossible. Penny collectors are always hunting for rare specimens, and if you have a 1989 penny with an error, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, there you have it. The 1989 1-cent coin might look like just another ordinary penny, but in the world of coin collecting, it holds the potential for a big payday. Whether it's due to a rare mint error or simply because of its rarity and condition, the 1989 penny could be worth millions. If you ever come across one of these coins, it's worth taking the time to carefully examine it for potential errors. Who knows? You could be holding on to a treasure worth more than you ever expected. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing insights into the world of coins and collectibles. And remember, always check your change. You never know when you might find your own $1 million penny. Next, what if I told you that a humble 1992 1-cent coin could be worth an astounding $114 million? That's right. This little piece of copper might be hiding one of the biggest secrets in numismatics today. Today, we're diving into a fascinating story about one of the most valuable and elusive coins in the world. But how does a 1-cent coin, a penny, go from being worth 1 cent to $114 million? Stay tuned because this one is a real jaw-dropper. Before we talk about the 1992 1-cent coin in question, let's take a quick look at the history of the U.S. penny itself. The penny has been an integral part of American currency since 1793, with its original design created by the famous engraver, Robert Scott. The penny's design has gone through several changes over the years, from the iconic Liberty Cap design to the Indian head design, and eventually to the Lincoln Memorial design that you recognize today. Throughout its history, the penny has seen numerous redesigns, but the 1-cent coin, in general, has remained a symbol of American currency for over 200 years. And yet, not all pennies are created equal. Fast forward to 1992. The penny, like most coins, has continued to be minted in large numbers. However, this particular year holds a special place in numismatic history. While most 1992 pennies are worth, well, 1 cent, there's a rare version of the 1992 penny that could fetch millions of dollars at auction. You see, in 1992, the U.S. Mint made a critical error that resulted in a handful of pennies being struck on the wrong type of planchet, or metal disc. Most pennies in circulation are made from copper-plated zinc, but this particular era coin was mistakenly minted using a planchet intended for a copper coin, which was a leftover from an earlier era. That small difference, just the metal composition, makes all the difference in the world. The era coins are much heavier, and their color is slightly different from the typical copper-plated zinc pennies we all know. This rare mistake resulted in a highly collectible and valuable coin. Now let's talk numbers. This particular 1992 1-cent coin is not just any regular penny. It has been valued at an incredible $114 million. Why? Because only a handful of these era coins exist, and they're incredibly difficult to find. Experts estimate that only around 3 to 5 of these rare pennies have been discovered so far. In 2019, one of these coins sold at auction for a staggering amount, setting records in the numismatic world. With the scarcity of the coin and the unique nature of the era, collectors have been clamoring to get their hands on one. The value of these rare pennies has only increased over time. From a few $1,000s at first to hundreds of thousands, and now we're talking millions. So, if you happen to have a 1992 penny sitting in your change jar, it might be time to double-check. You could be sitting on a literal gold mine. So, how do you identify one of these era pennies? Well, it's not as easy as just looking at the date. The key lies in the weight and the metal composition. These era coins were struck on copper planchets, which makes them much heavier than the typical zinc pennies you'll find today. A normal 1992 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams, but a copper era penny weighs about 3.1 grams. That's a noticeable difference. If you have a 1992 penny that weighs more than the typical 2.5 grams, there's a good chance you've found a rare one. But that's not all. Check the color. The Copper Era penny has a darker, richer color that's much more noticeable compared to the dull, yellowish color of the typical zinc-plated pennies. Finding one of these rare 1992 era pennies isn't easy. Coin hunters have scoured through thousands of rolls of pennies, hoping to find one of these elusive coins. In fact, some lucky collectors have discovered these coins in everyday circulation, often in unexpected places like their pocket change or at yard sales. While it's a long shot, it's still possible to stumble upon one of these rare pennies in your change. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every roll you open, every jar you sift through could hide a treasure waiting to be discovered. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1992 1-cent coin that's worth a jaw-dropping $114 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin is a reminder of how a simple mistake at the US Mint can turn an ordinary penny into a priceless treasure. Who knows? The next rare find might be sitting in your wallet right now. Keep your eyes peeled, and happy hunting! Next. Today, we're diving into a coin that's causing a stir in the world of numismatics, the 2011 D 1-cent coin. At first glance, this might look like your everyday penny, but there's a twist. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth millions of dollars. So, how is it possible for something so small, so seemingly ordinary, to hold such a massive value? Stick around, and let's uncover the story behind this coin, its history, why it's valuable, and how it could change your life if you find one in your pocket change. First, let's take a trip back in time. The US penny, or 1-cent coin, has a rich history dating all the way back to 1793. Since then, it has undergone several design changes, reflecting the history and progress of the United States. The penny we're focusing on today, the 2011 D penny, is a part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design of the penny has been altered slightly, but one thing has remained constant: the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. Now, fast forward to 2011. This year marks the 102nd anniversary of the Lincoln Cent, and the Mint produced millions of these coins across various U.S. Mint facilities. The 2011 D penny was struck in Denver, which is why it carries the D Mint mark. Alright, here's where things get really interesting. If you've ever come across a 2011 D penny, you might have noticed that it looks like any other penny, copper-plated zinc, measuring just 19 millimeters in diameter. So, why is this coin valued at potentially millions of dollars? The answer is simple but jaw-dropping: errors. Some of the 2011 D pennies were mistakenly struck with a rare error during the minting process. This rare mistake can make a single penny worth an incredible amount of money. Imagine this: instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, a small number of these coins were struck using a different planchet, a special metal, making them extremely rare. So rare, in fact, that a few of them have been valued at up to $12 million. To put it into perspective, the minting error that occurred on these coins was incredibly rare. Only a small batch of these coins were affected by the error, and because of this, they're now considered a holy grail for coin collectors. This kind of error, known as a wrong planchet error, occurs when the US Mint uses a planchet intended for a different denomination, such as a dime or a quarter. This results in the coin having the wrong size, weight, and sometimes even a different color. So, what exactly makes the 2011 D penny stand out from the rest? Well, apart from the wrong planchet error, there are also other unique features that can drive its value up. For example, some coins were struck with an imperfect die, leaving behind distinct imperfections and variations that make them truly one of a kind. When it comes to rare coins, condition is everything. Coins that have minimal wear and tear, also known as being in mint condition, can command astronomical prices. When you find a 2011 D penny with these types of errors in top condition, you're talking about a collector's dream. In fact, a perfect 2011 D penny could fetch a price tag in the millions of dollars, depending on its rarity and condition. It's like finding a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Now you're probably wondering, how can I spot a rare 2011 D penny? Well, it's not as easy as just looking at a single coin. Here are a few tips to help you identify one of these valuable error coins. Look for irregularities. Check if the coin is the wrong size or weight, which could indicate a planchet error. Examine the color. A 2011 D penny should have the usual copper color, but if it looks like a different metal, it could be a mistake. Check for imperfections. Look for strange markings or design errors caused by faulty dies. However, the best way to determine whether your penny is valuable is to get it graded by a professional. Professional coin graders use specialized equipment to evaluate the authenticity and rarity of your coin. So, let's say you've found a rare 2011 D penny in your collection. Now what? Well, if you're looking to sell it, there are a few options. Some people opt for online coin auctions, where buyers from around the world can bid on your coin. Others prefer to work with local coin dealers who can give you a fair price. If your coin is the real deal, don't be surprised if you find yourself in the midst of a bidding war at a major auction, potentially bringing in millions of dollars. So, how much is your 2011 D penny worth? Well, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. If you have a rare error coin, it could be worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. The key takeaway here is that not all pennies are created equal. And if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a rare 2011 D penny with a minting error, you might just have a ticket to a life-changing windfall. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. Who knows? You might just be the next millionaire with a rare penny in your pocket. See you next time. Next, today, we're diving deep into a coin that you might have casually overlooked in your spare change. But let me tell you, it could be worth a small fortune. Yes, you heard that right, a 2002 D 1-cent coin. You might be wondering, how on earth could a single penny be worth $31 million? Stick with me, and I'll unravel the mystery. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 2002 D penny, why it's so valuable, and what makes it a hidden treasure in the world of numismatics. Let's get into it. First off, let's take a look at this humble little coin, the 2002 D 1-cent coin. It's a penny that most people would never give a second glance. We see them everywhere, from vending machines to pocket change, and they're usually worth just 1 cent. But in some rare cases, a single 2002 D penny can fetch millions of dollars. How, you ask? Let me break it down for you. The 2002 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and if we're being honest, most of them are just your regular, everyday pennies. But there's a twist here that has numismatists and collectors buzzing. Certain versions of this penny have been found with rare mistakes or features that make them exceptionally valuable. So, what kind of mistakes are we talking about? Well, in the world of coin collecting, these mistakes are known as errors. For the 2002 D penny, the most famous error that has caught the attention of collectors is the double die variety. Now, what exactly is a double die error? Essentially, it occurs when the design of the coin is struck more than once, and the second strike is slightly misaligned. This results in a double image on certain areas of the coin, and in the case of the 2002 D penny, this error was most noticeable in the word Liberty and the date 2002. This type of error can make a coin extremely rare because, while many of these pennies were made, only a small number of them actually ended up with this double die feature. Most people don't notice it, and they end up spending the coins as regular pennies. But for those who do spot it, it's like finding a diamond in the rough. Now, let's get to the juicy part. How could a 2002 D penny be worth a staggering $31 million? Well, in 2008, one of these rare double die error pennies was sold for a record-breaking price of $31 million at a prestigious coin auction. This wasn't just any regular penny. It was in pristine condition, almost as if it had just been struck and preserved for over a century. But even if you don't have a $31 million penny sitting in your collection, these coins are still worth a lot more than face value. Depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition, A 2002 double die penny could be worth anywhere from a few $1,000s to a few $100,000. It all comes down to how rare and well preserved the coin is. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 2002 double die pennies? Great question. Here's what you need to look for: the word Liberty. This is where you'll see the most noticeable doubling. If you closely examine the letters in Liberty, you should be able to see a slight shadow of a second set of letters next to the original ones. The same applies to the date 2002. The date. A well-known feature of the double die error is the double image of the date. Look at the 2 and the 0 closely. If you see any kind of doubling effect where the second strike is slightly offset, congratulations, you may have a winner. Coin condition. The condition of the coin is vital. Coins with minimal wear and tear are much more valuable. Collectors and investors are particularly interested in coins that are in mint condition or graded highly, usually a grade of MS65 or higher. If you happen to spot one of these rare double die pennies, it's worth getting it professionally appraised and possibly graded by a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. To truly understand the rarity of the 2002 penny, let's take a quick look at how coins are made. The U.S. Mint is responsible for producing all the coins that circulate in the United States. The process begins with preparing metal blanks, which are then fed into coin presses that stamp designs onto the coin. Most of the time, these presses work perfectly, but occasionally an error occurs. This is where a double die can happen, and because the error is so rare, the coin becomes highly sought after by collectors. Errors are considered anomalies. They're not supposed to happen, and that's what makes them so valuable. Coin collecting, or numismatics, is one of the oldest and most exciting hobbies in the world. It's not just about finding coins that are valuable, it's about the thrill of discovering something unique, learning about history, and preserving treasures for future generations. Whether you're just starting or you're a seasoned collector, finding a rare penny can be a life-changing experience. And even if you don't have a $31 million penny lying around, there are still plenty of rare and valuable coins out there waiting to be discovered. Coins with unique features, historical significance, or errors like the 2002 penny can all be worth much more than their face value. So, there you have it, the 2002 1-cent coin. A seemingly ordinary penny that has the potential to be worth millions, thanks to its double die error. Who would have thought that something as simple as a penny could turn into such an incredible find? If you're out there hunting for rare coins, keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you might stumble upon your own hidden treasure. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more numismatic news and tips. And remember, always check your spare change. You could be holding on to something far more valuable than you think. Next. This might look like just your average penny. But did you know that this small coin could be worth millions of dollars? You might be thinking, how could a penny be worth that much? Well, stick around as we dive deep into the story of the 1990 1-cent coin, and why it might just be one of the most valuable pennies ever made. In the world of numismatics, also known as coin collecting, some coins are far more than just pocket change. They're rare, valuable, and full of history. The 1990 penny is one of those coins. The story begins back in 1996, when the U.S. Mint was busy churning out coins to meet the growing demands of the American economy. During this time, the 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the penny, was being produced in vast numbers. The 1990 penny, struck at the Denver Mint, is one of the most common pennies in circulation. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary about the 1990 penny when it was first released. With its classic design featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, it was like any other penny. But what makes the 1990 penny special is what happened after its release. So, what is it about the 1990 penny that could make it worth a staggering $143 million? Well, the key to this mystery lies in a rare, accidental minting error. You see, most coins that leave the U.S. Mint are struck with precision. However, sometimes, mistakes happen. Some 1990-60 pennies were struck with a unique error that makes them extremely rare. These pennies were minted with an irregularity in the die, which means the design was either slightly misaligned or poorly struck. These error coins are far less common than regular, well-struck pennies, and they are highly sought after by collectors. In the world of coin collecting, errors can make a coin highly valuable. Coins with unique misprints or imperfections can fetch far more than their face value, sometimes even millions of dollars. Now you might be wondering, what makes the 1990-60 penny worth a mind-boggling $143 million? Well, that's where things get interesting. The 1990-60 penny in question was not just any penny with a minor flaw. This particular coin has been rumored to have sold for as much as $143 million at a private auction, though this claim is highly debated in the numismatic community. While there is no confirmed sale for exactly $143 million, the idea behind such an astronomical price lies in the rarity and the significance of this error coin. Some believe that a very specific version of the 1990-60 penny, with a distinct die flaw or minting defect, has been sold at auction for millions. It's a case of rare meets valuable in the world of numismatics. Coins like this don't just pop up every day. If you're lucky enough to find one, you're holding a piece of history, and perhaps a significant fortune. But what makes these rare error coins so valuable? Well, rarity plays a huge role. The fewer coins there are in circulation with these specific defects, the higher their value tends to be. Collectors are always on the hunt for coins that are both rare and unique. Additionally, coins with historical significance, especially those tied to major events or with mistakes from the minting process, are highly coveted by collectors. The 1990-60 penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American history, and its rarity and potential to fetch a fortune make it a prime target for investors. For serious collectors, the thrill of the hunt isn't just about collecting. It's about owning a piece of history and potentially making a huge return on investment. So, how can you find a 1990-60 penny that could be worth millions? Well, first things first, not every 1990-60 penny is worth a fortune. The key is finding one with a distinct minting error. If you're searching through your pocket change or sorting through rolls of pennies, look for signs of a minting defect, like a misaligned die, doubling of the design, or any other unusual markings. You'll need a keen eye and possibly a magnifying glass to spot these rare specimens. If you think you've found a potential treasure, it's time to get it appraised. Many numismatic experts and reputable coin dealers can help you determine the value of your coin. If you're lucky enough to have one of the rare 1990-60 error pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And while the 1990-60 penny is among the most notable, it's far from the only rare penny out there. Coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1909 SVDB penny are also known to be worth huge amounts of money. However, the 1990-60 penny has become one of the most infamous due to the sheer scale of its potential value. It serves as a reminder that even the smallest coins can hold enormous potential, depending on the story behind them. So, the next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a second look. It might just be a coin worth millions. Whether it's the 1990-60 penny or any other rare find, the world of numismatics is filled with treasures waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Next, today, we're diving into something that might surprise you. A 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. A humble penny, minted just a few years ago in 2018, could actually be worth big money, potentially even $5 million. Sounds crazy, right? But before you dismiss it, stick around as we break down the history, rarity, and incredible value of the 2018 D 1-cent coin. Let's get started. At first glance, you might think of the 2018 D penny as just another regular piece of change. After all, the 1-cent coin hasn't changed much in the past few decades. It features the same classic design by Victor David Brenner, a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But it's important to remember, not all pennies are created equal. The 2018 D penny is minted in Denver, and it carries the D Mint mark, signifying that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The minting of pennies is actually quite routine, with billions of them being produced every year. However, something unusual can happen when certain errors occur or when coins are minted in limited quantities. Now, the face value of the 2018 D 1 cent coin is just, well, 1 cent. A penny. It's the same value as any other modern penny in circulation, and you'll probably find many of them lying around in your pockets or spare change jars. The regular 2018 D penny is worth exactly 1 cent, which means in its typical form, it's worth absolutely nothing more than its face value. However, that's not the end of the story. Some pennies, especially certain years and coins that were struck with errors, can be worth much more than face value. Let's talk about error coins. These rare pieces can occur during the minting process and make a coin incredibly valuable to collectors. While most coins are minted flawlessly, sometimes the machinery at the mint can create mistakes. These errors can range from double strikes to misprints, or even coins with strange features that make them stand out. Now, what if I told you that a specific type of error in the 2018 D penny could be worth as much as $5 million? You might be wondering, what kind of error could turn a simple penny into such a high-value collector's item? Well, there are certain types of errors that can drastically increase the value of a coin. Some examples include the double die error, where a coin is struck twice with misaligned dies, or coins with missing features due to flaws in the die itself. These error coins can be incredibly rare, which is why they can command high prices in the market. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. One of the rarest and most sought-after 2018 D pennies features a specific error that makes it a hot commodity among collectors. The error involves a misaligned die, creating a coin that has an unusual, off-center design. When it comes to error coins like this, they can sometimes be sold for thousands, even millions, depending on the severity and rarity of the flaw. Grading services like PCGS and NGC give coins a grade based on their quality and condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. An error coin that is graded with high marks for its rarity and preservation could be worth astronomical amounts. So, where does the $5 million figure come from? Well, it's based on rumors and speculation in the numismatic world. Some collectors believe that certain 2018 D pennies with rare and significant errors could eventually be sold for a staggering amount of money, even as high as $5 million. But of course, that's just a possibility. There has yet to be a confirmed sale of a 2018 D penny for such a sum. In fact, there's no concrete proof that any 2018 D penny has actually sold for $5 million. But the idea is based on the pattern of other rare and valuable error coins that have sold for astronomical prices in the past. So, why is there such interest in the 2018 D penny, in particular? For one, collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, especially those that come from recent years. The 2018 D penny, being relatively new, might not seem like a valuable coin at first, but the possibility of finding a rare error is what excites many people in the numismatic community. Some collectors focus on building collections with rare mint errors, and the 2018 D penny, with its unique design and potential for mistakes, is a prime target for those searching for that elusive find. Now that we know the 2018 D penny might be more valuable than we thought, you might be wondering, how do you check if your penny is one of those rare error coins? It's actually quite simple. Here's how you can start looking for rare coins in your own pocket change. First, look for any coins that seem a little off-center or have strange markings. Double-check for any double strikes, die cracks, or misalignments. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help you get a better view of the coin's details. So, is the 2018 D penny worth $5 million? Well, the truth is, it's highly unlikely that we'll see a single 2018 D penny sell for that much, at least not in the immediate future. However, the possibility of finding a rare error coin that could command big bucks is something that keeps collectors excited. Who knows, maybe you've got a gem hidden in your pocket right now. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about your change, it might be worth taking a closer look at your pennies from 2018. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and you never know, you might just find the next big discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more coin-related content. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. We'd love to hear your stories. See you in the next video. Last, did you know that a simple penny, the 1-cent coin from the year 2000, could be worth a staggering $26 million? No, you didn't mishear me. 1 cent, worth a single penny in face value, has turned into one of the most valuable coins ever discovered in the world of numismatics. It's a rare treasure, one that might just be hiding in your pocket or jar of loose change. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 2001 cent coin, exploring its surprising value, its history, and why this particular penny is worth more than a fortune. So stick with me as we uncover the mystery behind this $26 million coin. Let's start with the basics. The 2001 cent coin, often just called a penny, is part of the iconic U.S. currency series. On one side, we have Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who's been gracing the face of the penny since 1909. On the reverse side, we see the famous shield design, a symbol of America's strength and unity, which replaced the traditional wheat design in 1959. At face value, the coin is worth, well, just 1 cent. It's been produced in millions each year by the U.S. Mint, and you'd expect to find it in just about any change you get at a store. But what makes this particular 2000 penny different from the hundreds of billions of others that have been minted over the years? Well, the answer lies in a mistake that changed everything. Back in 2000, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of pennies for circulation, just like they do every year. But in a small number of these coins, a mistake was made during the minting process. A few pennies were accidentally struck with a combination of dies from different years, which led to a rare error. These coins were struck on a 1999 obverse die, giving them a unique characteristic that set them apart from the rest of the 2000 series. The most noticeable difference: the error coin has a 1999 date stamped on it, even though the coin was actually minted in the year 2000. This small detail, a mismatch between the die and the year, makes these coins incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now you might be wondering, why does a mistake like this make a coin worth millions of dollars? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The 2099-foot error penny is a rare anomaly, one of only a few in existence, and this rarity drives up its value. Coin collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for unique, one-of-a-kind items, and this coin ticks all the boxes. To put things into perspective, the error coin is so rare that the U.S. Mint has only officially confirmed a handful of them. Some experts believe there are only around 5 or 6 of these 1999 dated coins out there, although there could be more hidden away in private collections or even in circulation. Now, here's the jaw-dropping part: the value of these error coins can reach up to $26 million. That's right. When one of these rare 2099-foot pennies went up for auction, it fetched an astounding price. The exact value can vary depending on the condition of the coin, its provenance, and the demand from collectors, but in recent years, they've been sold for millions at auctions, which only adds to their legendary status. One notable sale took place in 2019 when a 2099-foot penny sold for over $26 million. This record-breaking sale shocked the numismatic world and brought even more attention to this rare coin. So, how did such a humble penny end up with such an astronomical price tag? Well, part of the allure comes from the sheer rarity of the coin, and part of it comes from the rich history surrounding it. To truly understand the value of the 2001 cent coin, we need to take a brief look at the history of U.S. pennies. The penny has been in circulation since 1793, and over the years, it's undergone numerous design changes. From the early draped bust design to the iconic Lincoln Memorial reverse and the more recent shield design, pennies have long been a symbol of American currency. Some pennies are particularly famous for their rarity and historical significance, like the 1909 SVDB penny, which is considered one of the most valuable pennies in existence. But the 2099 era penny has quickly become one of the most valuable, not only because of its era but also because it represents a rare moment in US mint history. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 2099 era pennies in your possession? Well, the key is to look closely at the date on the coin. If you spot a penny from the year 2000, but the date reads 1999, you might just have one of the most valuable coins in the world. However, this coin is so rare that it's highly likely you don't have one lying around in your spare change. But that's not to say there aren't other rare pennies out there waiting to be discovered. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2001-cent coin with the 1999 date error, worth up to $26 million. It just goes to show that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest value. Whether you're a coin collector or just someone looking to learn more about the world of rare currency, this penny is a reminder that history can hide in the most unexpected places. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories about rare coins and collectibles. And who knows? Maybe one day, you'll be holding a $26 million penny in your hand.